birth month is June, and the birthstone for June is the pearl. When I first learned how a pearl gets made, I was fascinated. A little bit of sand or something irritating gets into the oyster shell, and in a way of defending itself, it creates this coating of minerals, and it keeps doing that to create a barrier to protect itself from this irritating thing. And I thought of it very similar to the way our human body protects itself against a foreign invader by generating mucus that is produced through our immune system, and that's what we expel. If you think about the ways in which everything that we create in this world as human beings has a little bit of our own flaws in it, right? We have our biases, we have all of the things that trip us up that we can't really see. But in the end, we just become these sort of perfectly imperfect creations. In this moment, think a lot about the ways in which our perfectionism sometimes gets in the way of what we want to create and design. And in so many ways, the challenges around AI really do highlight these issues that we have with perfectionism. So we're being told that AI is the perfect solution, right? It's going to fix all our problems, and it doesn't really face the challenges that we face as human beings. But the reality is that AI expands and adapts to whatever the programmer or whatever we're telling it to do. And so in the end, it only magnifies the challenges. It's not going to fix the broken systems that we already exist within. So our goal for today is to actually look at the way AI can serve as a thought partner as opposed to some entity that's going to come in and solve all of our problems. Hi, my name is Kalima Fergus Ayele, and I am a systems design architect and school leader. I'm the CEO and founder of Round Trip Ticket Home. And many people ask, why do you call your company Round Trip Ticket Home? Well, in order to answer this question, I want to remind us of a very famous myth in our current culture, which is known as the Wizard of Oz. And in this story, we follow the journey of a young heroine who is on a quest of sorts to make her way through this wonderful land. And along the way, she meets several companions, one of which is the Scarecrow, who's looking for intelligence. She also comes across the Tin Man, who's looking for heart and compassion. And then she also meets a lion who's seeking to find courage. And they finally make it to the Wizard of Oz, who they believe will be able to solve all their problems and give them their greatest desire. But what they realize is that this all-powerful wizard actually isn't powerful at all. Everything that they wanted, they had within themselves. And in that very same way, Round Trip Ticket Home is our way of walking each other towards what we all want, which is a place of joy and connection and safety in this world. So welcome. Today we're going to talk about perfectionism, and it's really a trap, right? Because it keeps us stuck in thinking that we're not good enough, or we always need more, or we actually don't have what it takes to find the solutions to our own problems. The other challenge is that our perfectionism may keep us from really being able to look at the things about ourselves and our lives that are challenging. And in design thinking, we actually need to be able to look at those flaws or those friction points, because that's the data that we're going to use. That's the basis that we're going to use in which to design the solutions or the prototypes that we want to use. In design thinking, those friction points or those flaws are actually valuable information. And we need that information as a starting point for our design process. So instead of asking AI to do the work for us, we can think of AI as a thought partner in the conversation. So for example, provide AI with a summary of the meeting notes and say, what information am I missing here? What questions should I be asking? So in a way, AI helps you to see the blind spots. You can use it as a side view mirror, if you will. As I prepare for my own move to Casablanca in Morocco, I can definitely lean into the tool of AI to say, what are the ways in which I can prepare to meet with the team and share my ideas? What are the ways that I can approach a new culture and a new community in a way that allows for me to be human and to take care of myself in the process. The goal of designing our systems is not the goal of being perfect. It's the goal of being human. The point is to have something that's sustainable. And even if it's not perfect, it's going to be quirky, it's not going to be a straight line, but we want to be able to have a system that holds for our joy and capacity along the way. The goal of the design process is not to create something that's perfect, but to create something that's humane, for something that allows for our need to show up with joy and connection, with sorrow and with grief. Here's your action step from today. I want you to find one challenge in your life where you might have been relying on AI to solve the problem, and instead ask AI to help you design the process. Instead of seeing AI as something that's going to fix the issue, you're actually partnering with it as a tool to help you to design a new system. Let me know in the comments, what did you decide to focus on this time around? And we can continue this conversation. Again, if you prefer reading long form reflections, join my Substack, and I look forward to seeing you next time around the virtual campfire. Bye for now.